Rondo, I finna slam dunk. Get big on you fake pumps. That pump ain't no fake pump. Bitch fell for the pump fake. Got him talking like first take. Get it right on the first take. Hit the hole in the first.
Mic check. Another episode of Sit Down with Slim, man. I had to bring Maine back, dog. I had a nice young lady tell me, I like when you and Maine do podcasts together. What you think she was choosing?
Nah, I think she like you.
Nah,
ain't got nothing to do with me.
I think she like you.
Nah, she would have told me that. You always tag me, so.
She probably nervous. She ain't want to got down, you know.
You need to be nervous. I'll be chilling.
Ladies, you heard it first. Man, he said his DMs is open. That nigga stupid.
This nigga Slim is wild.
My DMs ain't open, man. I'm married, man.
That's what's up, man. Stay that way.
Yeah, man. I ain't gonna lie. Life has just been rough, though. Bro, I got them 8 ass edibles yesterday. Shout out to Cooks, too, man. He told me to eat half, and I still ate the whole thing. Pause.
That's wild, but yeah.
Yeah, bro, it was kind of rough, dog. I don't recommend nobody eat edibles that don't smoke. That shit ain't kick in for 2 hours. And goddamn, I was high as fuck all night.
I don't smoke like that, but I did hear that edible, like, it's just different. It's a different high. Even weed smokers say it's a different high.
It is, bro. Weed. It's a body high, dog. I ain't never did coke before, but that's how I imagine coke would be. It's a straight body high.
But that wasn't your first time doing edibles? So you probably would do coke multiple times?
If I did coke, it gotta be like Rihanna. Like if Rihanna came up to me and was like, we about to do this coke, I probably ain't gonna question it. Like I ain't no weak-minded nigga, but everybody has like those moments where you know what I'm saying?
You said
Rihanna, bro. If Rihanna come up to me and she want me to goddamn toot, I'm tooting.
Because Rihanna at home like, you know what? Slim, let's do coke, man. Like,
yeah, for sure. In my head, that is what she doing. You know what I'm saying? She just ain't heard my pod yet. But hopefully, you know, when we get to these higher levels, she gonna hear the pod and she gonna be like, I need to do some blow with that little nigga. You don't think so?
Hey, man. I want your dreams to come true.
Thank you, bro.
If you feel like Rihanna is going to be the one to take your podcast to the next level, that's what's up. Even though it don't get no higher than that, I would assume. So
it's all right. But we gonna make it work either way it go. You know what I'm saying?
Now you gonna mess it up. I can see it already. Rihanna, you just gonna mess it up. You're not gonna do right. You ain't gonna do right. You gonna mess it up.
I'm getting Rihanna, dog. I'm getting Rihanna. But anyway, bro. I really want to bring you on too because there's only like a handful of people I can talk to about politics. I'm gonna keep it real with you though. I'm not caring about politics no more, dog. Yeah, remember I was real gun ho on it like last year.
And top of the year, but we didn't get into that. Yeah, using your bag a lot. You had a whole political bag that you just carry with you all the time.
I was on it too. I was going hard.
Like for certain guests you have on, it's cool to talk about it. I think right now, especially with voting being pretty much, I guess when this drop be today, but tomorrow. Yeah,
election day.
I don't know, man. It's a lot. But this is one tiring year, so I'm already tired from COVID and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't really been doing my due diligence as far as researching the candidates and on a local level. I'm talking about like the high level. It don't really affect me, to be honest with you. I know people gonna be pissed with me saying that, but it don't really affect me. Like whether it's Trump or the other guy or whatever. I'm pretty sure unless it like affect me directly, that's when I care about it. So I'm more concerned with the local voting than I am, the presidential. But may the best man win, I guess. Whatever that means. Take that how you will.
Exactly. I gotta ask you the $1 million question. Did you vote?
No, it's the voting tomorrow, so that's when I'm gonna vote tomorrow. I was not eager to vote early. I was not that person. I'm not that person that's like,
but you are gonna vote.
Change gonna come. I gotta get it. No, I'm not in a rush. I'll vote tomorrow.
Which is today. This gonna be out on election day.
I'll vote on the day is
the polls. The polls, dog. The line probably gonna be long as hell though.
That's fine.
You ain't tripping. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro.
If I choose to walk out the line, then I just choose to walk out the line. But I'll get my sticker some way somehow.
I ain't voting, bro.
Hey, it's your right.
And it's
I'm not
crazy.
That person that's going. I'm not going to belittle you for not. But people been doing that, and
that's what I want to talk about.
I think it depends what side you on. Like the older people will be like, you know how many your ancestors they fought, that and third, and I totally agree with that. That's one way to look at it. But with it, like with anything, there's multiple ways of looking at stuff. And if I choose to look at it a certain way and not that way, you can't fault me for it. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at somebody holding their vote as spitting in their ancestors' face, because at the end of the day, you know, we move to like the times. The times today is don't call for like we got the right to vote and not vote right now. So it's not as bad as it was back then. Back then, yeah, we couldn't vote, so they did a lot of stuff so we could get the right to vote. But we realized in hindsight that really did nothing for us. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's politics. It does nothing for us that we have the right to vote now. We just have some kind of say.
I hate how people make you feel so stupid when you matter of fact, I seen it online earlier, and it's a guy I rock with, but he was like,
oh, you don't say names?
Nah, I say it. It's my dog Care from the Modern Crowd. He basically was like, if you ain't voting, you stupid, or some shit like that.
I'm pretty sure he didn't say it that way, but
nah, actually he did say it like that, and he tagged Blue in it.
Oh, Blue said he wasn't voting?
Blue didn't say nothing. He just been trolling Blue, bro. Ever since I put out that vlog of us playing basketball,
Blue
he just been trolling Blue, bro. I have no idea.
Quiet as kept. People be wanting the people you put out. I'm gonna keep it 100 with you, bro. You be making like, it's gonna be a weird clip. You making like mini stars, man. Like, I think people be wanting to interview the people you have on your podcast and like your boys. I even see people take your lingo sometimes, and I don't say nothing about it, but I be seeing it. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you like 100% come up and create it, but you bring words back that people weren't using a lot, and then they start using them.
That's funny because me and Damo was talking to somebody recently, and they were like, "Damn, Damo, I see you out here drink some more, trying to brand yourself like Slim. That's what's up." And that nigga snapped. That nigga said, "What the fuck I look like trying to be like that nigga?" Nah, I got a better one though, nigga. 2 things happened like that this weekend. That was the first one. The second time, I was at a Halloween party, and one of our partners was like, "Hey, y'all really dropped the ball on that Drinks on Mo merch. Like, don't nobody know Damo. So y'all should have put a Sit Down with Slim logo on it, and that shit would have sold." And I looked at him and I said, "Don't ever tell Damo that."
I don't know. I really don't know what Damo came up, but yo, you a funny guy, bro. You gonna find a way to enter the Damo slap somewhere in that motherfucker.
Oh yeah, I said I wouldn't say his name no more because he told me the only reason why people know me is because of him, and that when he be going out, people be coming up to him and they be like, "Oh yeah, you that boy from Slim Podcast." I said, "Damo, you just said that backwards. If people only know me because of you, why are they coming up to you saying you that boy from Slim Podcast?"
Hey man, y'all got that brotherly rivalry going on, man. So
it is not a rivalry.
Big brother was Big's brother. Used to be Blue and Slim's
good,
brother.
Dog. I am not worried about it. And I cannot find homie post about the voting thing.
He probably didn't say it. He probably tripping.
Nah, he said it.
Probably
he got 3
else.
posts in here with Blue tagged in it. I'm gonna talk to my woke friend. Oh yeah, here we go. He said, "I'm gonna talk to my woke." Oh no. The first post says, "Never listen to a person telling you telling you that voting doesn't matter." Then he tagged Blue and said, "I'm gonna talk to my woke friend and ask him, does voting matter?" So, what I would say to that, nobody ever said voting doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? I will say, and because I know it's gonna be some people that's gonna hate this that I'm saying right now. I'm not apologizing for this. I'm just gonna say it. It's up in the air and debatable if your vote matters. And excuse me, not matters. If your vote counts. I'm not gonna say matter if your vote counts as far as the presidential goes. Because Hillary won by a landslide, and you see where we at.
Well, I think they count it a certain way, and
yeah, the popular vote only equivalates to a certain amount of votes as far as the electoral.
It's just a weird system. Like America, so the system is weird. The system is messed up. So every time somebody, the Republicans win, which is why I was trying to ask somebody last week on the show we had on Friday nights. But Democrats do complain a lot when they lose. When Republicans lose, I don't really hear them complain a lot. I will say that much. I don't hear too much. They cheated. They did this. They did that. It seems like every time a Democrat loses, like
I don't know. Trump calling for a same day count tomorrow. That was what breaking news was today.
You know, what's scary about the election, like right now, like what's scary about it to me, or like something that I'm noticing that's interesting or piquing my interest, is the fact that there's days where Trump doesn't seem worried about it at all, and then there's days where he seems like super worried about it. Because numbers, I think he's losing right now anyway, if I ain't mistaken.
Yeah, but that's the popular vote. That's the whole spill I just gave. And voting is at an all-time high. I think the first day was at like what, 60 million or something like that.
So, and I know we was talking about voting, we got off track a little bit, but like with the voting too, you got to think of it as like certain stages too. Like you got people that's turning 18, so it's their first chance to vote. So they just to feel adult, like you go do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about who you voting for. You probably don't know what's going on.
It's like buying a pack of cigarettes.
You just want to do it.
Yeah.
I can vote. I want to go vote.
Into the
you
club.
know what I'm saying? You want to feel old, or you want to feel grown. You want to feel like an American citizen. People get older, you choose to do it whether you feel like it's going to affect you or not, and that could be a mindset. You might feel like it don't affect you. You might feel like it do affect you. You might be fine with local votings. You might be well off and you don't care what the hell going on at all. And you're like, I don't care. So
no, that's what I was gonna say too. Like as far as voting with me goes right now, it's like I'm not in the place in my life where like I'm worried about that right now. You know what I'm saying? I got some other stuff going on, and I'm not saying that politics and being involved in, especially your local levels, isn't important. But just for me personally, where I'm at right now, I'm just not feeling it, bro. And I'm also tired of these motherfuckers texting my phone every 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's odd.
When did they start this?
Years ago, but they went heavy this year, and this is crazy.
They was sending them texts back to back today, bro.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna keep it buck. I don't think sending texts every day is making somebody go vote though. It's not
doing nothing for me. And dog, okay, same way last episode we did together when I was responding to the scammer, I did the same thing to them
with the voting thing.
Yes, I responded back and said I'm not voting. Leave me alone. And they sent this long message. I think I deleted it though. But they sent this long message back and was telling me how important my vote is. And they were like, so are you going to go vote? I said, still no. And they sent another long message.
I mean, we podcast and stuff, you know what I'm saying? I know people look at us to like get some kind of words out and stuff like that. I don't have I think if you want to vote, go ahead. If you don't want to vote, that's on you. I always say people that don't vote just can't complain.
Yeah, for sure.
You chose to be silent. So when you choose to be silent and not help or not contribute to certain decisions, you're not allowed to talk about decisions that's made during that time by the people you didn't choose to decide to vote on. You know what I'm saying? So I think that I always look at it that way. But to be honest with you, a lot of people that don't vote don't complain sometimes. That I know. You know what I'm saying? Now,
I was just about to say that. I'm not going to complain, bro. Like, Donald Trump is going to win this election, and it's just going to be the second term for another racist white man in office. Historically, we done had 99-point-something% presidents that was racist. We only had one president that wasn't racist.
Who was that?
President Obama. He's unable to be racist. That's the only president we have ever had that wasn't racist.
People give Obama a lot of flack though, just for not doing nothing in office. And I don't know if you seen Fight Night last week, but we had Jordan Johnson on, who's
I seen it.
The guy he won. When I did Michael Thurman, he actually won against him, and he was saying that he kind of went hard a little bit. I meant to make clips, but I just didn't. And he was like pretty much somebody on the post for him was like, well, Donald Trump did more for black people than Obama, and
which is facts.
I'm about to say it's evidence to really prove that. Me personally, as a podcaster, and I'm not gonna lie, I was tired. Just me being in the mode I was in, I wasn't in no mood to like try to belittle somebody, or you know what I'm saying, or make them wrong. I want him to say his piece and get his shit off, and then I want the next person to get their shit off, because we had a Republican and a Democrat on. Republican was horrible, by the way. I don't know who called and picked for that, but he was horrible. It was horrible. Shout out to Carlton though, but it was hard. I was tired. But Jordan Johnson did his thing. But I've known that even when talking to people in politics, honestly, it's like talking to a wall and it just coming back to you. It's like talking to a wall of positivity. Because like, no matter what question you ask them, you throw it at them, they give you positive stuff back, but it's never the answer.
Are we allowed to say that we like the fact that Donald Trump did bring a little bit of like real shit to politics? Because like now it seems like we got to get real answers because Trump coming with that ignorant shit. So folks got to start like being more truthful and more honest.
I don't know how to really answer that. I think you could say whatever you want to say. What I do say is though, I do feel like what Trump has shown is what I've always thought since I've been able to think on my own and do my research, is that anybody can run the United States of America. Anybody. The system is that broken that somebody who has zero knowledge in politics at all.
I mean,
no
even
politics
though
etiquette at all. He ran the country for 4 years.
Bro, when I was young, I remember like I think when Bush and Gore was going against each other, I might have been in 8th grade, and I remember thinking about like the president all of, like that whole year, like dang, you know, it probably would be a real big honor to be the president, and it'd probably be like a real hard process. But now let's fast forward to us being 30 and seeing Trump win. Then we got people like Kanye. Matter of fact, did you see Kanye on Joe Rogan?
Bro, no, I don't watch nothing Kanye. I'm telling you, I never.
Well,
I think I stopped after Jesus Walks, bro.
Well, I can sum up the whole interview for you in like 6 seconds.
I'm ready.
Kanye basically said that somebody has to do it and it might as well be him.
Kanye gotta relax.
And then he talked about Trump, and he talked about how seeing Trump made him think, and he claimed he's not a huge Trump supporter. He just said seeing Trump kind of inspired him to want to do it.
Well, he got what he wanted. You just talked about him in your podcast. He wanted some attention. You know how I feel about Kanye. Kanye wants attention. Mm-hmm. I think Trump probably showed him like, hey, you can do this too, young fella. And I think Kanye wants to jump in that bag now, because I don't know why he didn't do it before. I'm not really sure. I know you gotta be a certain age. I think 35.
Yeah,
35. No, for sure. You gotta be a certain age to be president anyway. But I mean, it's like being a supervisor at a low paying supermarket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You just deal with bullshit all day anyway. I don't know why anybody want to be president of America. To be honest with you, I won't want to be president of the United States.
I wouldn't either, though. I ain't gonna sit here and
When I was younger, it was a lady. She just died this year too. God bless her dead. She used to always tell me and her grandson like, y'all gonna be the first black president. Y'all gonna be the first black. And then when you're younger, and that, like I said, it's about times. Cause 94, 93. It was good to say.
Yeah.
So a black person in a high power, and until you started getting black people in high power, realize that shit really did nothing for us. You know what I'm saying?
Being the president don't mean shit right now.
Just being in high power in general don't in politics don't always mean anything. You know what I'm saying? Just me personally, that's how I feel. I just feel like the president, and when you get old, you start learning about the checks and balances. You know what I'm saying? Like judicial, executive branch, all them branches, like. You might as well just pick a branch to work in and call it a day, because y'all all got it's all checks and balances.
Yeah.
Why am I in the forefront if I still got to ask you for permission? That's crazy,
Bruh, so what you thought about everybody trying to cancel Lil Wayne? Bro, I seen a funny ass meme too.
Lil Wayne had a dope ass verse on that Benny album. You know what I'm saying? So he done bought about 2 more years with me. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm gonna make sure
Wayne.
I put this on the screen, dog. It's it was a little mock up or whatever you call it. Kanye, Cube, 50, Wayne, and Georgia's coach, and they basically was saying it was the 5 different look challenge. Mm-hmm. That's what it was, the 5 different look challenge, and it said 5 different coons.
I did see that. I thought it was kind of corny.
Yeah, cause like I'm gonna be honest with you, dog. I don't think I said I wasn't even gonna say this on this episode, but I'm here now. Bruh, most people don't know anything about politics, like nothing. I'm not saying I do. I don't know a lot about politics. I know surface level stuff, but I do know, like, no matter who's in office, it's your job as a citizen, if you have an issue, if you're able to meet up with them and, you know, speak about your issues. And as far as what 50 did, that's what Cube did, and I don't know what the hell Wayne did. I can't speak on that. But
yeah, if it ain't rap, I really ain't trying to hear nothing from Wayne.
Yeah, like I don't know why people, bro. Wayne lives under a rock. I don't know why people don't understand that.
People think that he was smart because he had these dope lyrics for a certain amount of years.
He's creative. Creative doesn't always equivalent to intelligence.
Yeah, I mean, but I still don't understand why we putting that much
emphasis on celebrity.
On celebrity, just any of them 5. Like, you know what I'm saying? Why any of them 5? Like, my go-to person.
But I was gonna say where I was getting to is, bruh, I don't think 50 did anything wrong. 50 said some real shit. He said, "Hey, did y'all see that tax plan by Biden? I don't know. We might gotta vote for Trump." That nigga was spitting. Think about it, bro. Somebody trying to take 65% of your income. What else you gonna do, bro? Vote for issues, not people.
See, but saying that come from what I say, man. People vote, they're not doing due diligence. They voting based off emotion. Horrible way to vote, because I can't speak for everybody. My bills don't get paid off me feeling sad or happy.
Yeah.
It's about me taking my black ass to work and getting that money. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm not getting my maximum amount of money back to me, it's not gonna be great. You know what I'm saying? So I think that people just gotta start voting based off their research they should do, their due diligence on doing. The people that making speech, I think the speech is what kills me, because the speech is for entertainment, really. You know what I'm saying?
What speech are you talking about?
Debates. I'm talking about debates.
Okay.
And I think that if you start trying to figure out who you gonna vote for when they debate, you are 18 months behind at this point. Because you should have, when Kamala Harris came on Breakfast Club that one time, whatever. From the first time, not the first time, but the second time she came on.
I think we recorded right after that happened.
That's when you're supposed to start doing your research. When every day a person's putting their bid in for be president.
Dang, I just threw blue notes away too. They was right over there.
Yeah, good notes.
Yeah,
wow.
Sure. Why not?
Oh, okay.
No. Actually, the ones he had originally of Kamala Harris, those notes were actually good. He had like every piece of legislation she's ever signed since the beginning of like her career. So those notes was good.
Even that, like my take on that is always, in politics, I think it is messed up, and I'm not a fan of hers, but it is messed up that it's really no room to grow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because in 91 you might feel a certain way, 98 you might feel a certain way. It honestly depends. Because I can tell you one thing, I don't feel the same about certain things I feel about now. Mm-hmm. Like I did when I was 20.
Me too.
But should that make me, you know what I'm saying? Should I only be how I was when I was 20? So if you're 24 in politics, 28 in politics, and you passing these laws, or you all signing this stuff, you doing it for self. Honestly, you're doing it for you. If you're doing something to make some great results, not saying what she did was great, but if you're doing things that make great results and they get you where you gotta go, you might change when you get a certain place. I don't know. I can't picture me being behind her. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, it's nothing to do with her personally. But I just don't like a lot of things she has stood for in the past. I don't know if she's changed. She hasn't told me she changed. She's kind of just made excuses for some of the things she's done. So, yeah, I'm not a big Kamala Harris fan. I think Joe Biden, he fucked my head up with that one. I was okay with everything until I'm like, oh no, I'm trying to get away from this girl. So now I'm straight on that though. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm trying to find a brief description of Donald Trump's platinum plan, because they claim that that's why Lil Wayne had met with him. I know a couple details about it, but I want to read like a nice descriptive.
I still don't understand why Lil Wayne meeting him, but why?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know neither, bro. But I don't look at Wayne for that. Like, bro, I don't really look at none of these celebrities for that. I'm trying to
figure out how the news dropped. Did he say he was meeting with Trump?
Nah,
he tweeted or something?
Yeah, bro. Lil Wayne never tweets, bro. And he tweeted a picture of him and Trump. I can find that also.
That's corny to me. I just think that's corny. But Trump is just pulling all his black cards.
Yeah, and that's what it is. That's what people don't understand about politics. Like,
so what are they mad at Wayne for? He is a pawn in somebody's game. It happens to everybody.
That's the picture right there.
It's a trash picture, by the way. Wayne looks horrible.
He always looks horrible. But he posted that. Wayne posted that, and he said, I forgot what the description was. The description was something stupid about met with my friend Donald Trump. Okay, I just found his account. Here we go. It's the last thing he tweeted. It says, just had a great meeting with Donald Trump and Putin. Besides what he's done so far with criminal reform, the platinum plan is going to give the community real ownership. He listened to what we had to say today and assured he will and can get it done. So Donald Trump has done a lot as far as criminal reform. The platinum plan, I don't feel like looking for a detailed description of what the platinum plan is. I'll just describe it how I know best, because I read about it as soon as it came out. The platinum plan is basically a plan to allocate funds into the black community and prosecute KKK members, certain KKK members. In a nutshell, I just broke that down into Slim's words.
Well, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I don't care what plan nobody got. we in for shit regardless. So,
but you know, presidents always do this around election time. They come out with these blank ass promises that's probably not gonna happen. This just how the game go.
The election ain't no different than when your girl catch you cheating and you try to get it back, bro. That's just how it is. So, and I don't know. I mean, not say that. I don't know a lot of people that plan was a plan. It was like, hey, let me get back in the door real quick, and then
You ever got caught cheating before and had to lie your way out?
Nah, I wouldn't say I lied my way out. I just told the truth. Like, hey,
for real, you one of them niggas?
Did that tell the truth?
Yeah, that thing telling the truth make you a real nigga.
I don't think it made me a real nigga. It made me
feel better
off
about
my
it.
chest. Yeah, that's all.
Oh, y'all niggas better than me. I remember when I was young, my girlfriend was sitting in my lap, and it was a girl that I promised her I wasn't fucking with. And the girl texted me and was like, "I miss you. Where you at?" And we was looking. Ooh, bruh, that's the most scariest thing in the world is showing your girl something on your phone.
Yeah, I know.
And sitting there waiting like, damn, I hope don't nothing pop up at the top.
Yeah, but see, I guess in the sense of what you're talking about, I never had that, so I don't think it was that serious. I don't think it was my girlfriend anyway, so.
Oh yeah, this was my girlfriend, and the text came at the top, and she was not happy, and I had every excuse in the world, and none of them.
I remember showing my something, and then like my phone was ringing, like damn. You got contact.
You had the contact
trying to hit it real quick. Yeah. No. Just the name, and then I was trying to show again, like nothing happened. I
had a female do me like that before. She was showing me something on her phone, and then the message came at the top, and I just happened to read it real quick, and she tried to slide it up real quick, but I done seen it already. But I ain't say nothing. I just was like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. You know what I'm saying? I see what's going on here, dog. But yeah, back to Trump and them. I really don't give a fuck about his plans. I don't care about Lil Wayne agreeing with it or Ice Cube meeting with him and trying to get some stuff going on past with that. I don't care about Kanye and Kim K meeting with him. Bro, people put too much time in. Dog, it's been a lot of stuff in media. I think we bored, bro. I think the corona has really made us bored, and we care about a lot of stuff that don't matter.
But I think so too, because I know you mentioned like how what Trump had done for prison reform and all that stuff. Nobody I knew came home.
Yeah.
So I get he done stuff. It don't affect me at all. Somebody uncle that I don't know come home for 25 years. I'm happy for him if he deserves to come home and all that's cool. But people I know that's in jail ain't get to come home, and they got weird sentences for marijuana. I know like 4 people got that doing like 2 to 16. What kind of sentence is that? Wow, they ain't come home. So I say it to say like it depends.
Bro, those New York laws is weird too.
Yeah,
y'all got some super weird laws out there.
But in federal laws is just crazy. Anyway,
oh yeah, they trash. Firm. That 85% is trash.
But I say it to say like your voting stuff. It's about what affects you personally. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's why I always say
vote your interest.
That too, but the local stuff is gonna matter. People be like, they be complaining about stuff that the president wouldn't fix anyway.
Yeah,
that's your commissioner. That's your mayor.
Our bus system is trash. What you gonna do about it, Trump?
It's not his problem. You got people in place for that. You
Trump, what you gonna do about my bus system, huh?
So that I just stress that a lot. Like even if you don't like, even holding your vote, if you want to hold your vote, like I said, I can't tell them what to do. Do what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna do it anyway. But
pretty much vote your interest and participate in your local elections. That's what you were saying, right?
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, just pay attention to like your local votes, and sometimes there's questions on there that matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember last time was a question on there that mattered. I can't say verbatim what it was, but I know in the long run, I think enough people voted for that, and it helped me out. But whatever it was something small that you didn't know about, but you went there. It was a question just asked. I'm like, all right, cool, this is dope, and it's deeper than just I think that needs to be preached more when it comes to voting. I think that we be so caught up in Trump, Biden, or whoever president is, and that's like, to me, that's like the littlest of that's the least important of the stuff you need to vote for. They good. They just handling issues about war and other stuff that they ain't putting together. They just getting stuff put on their desk. Yes, no. Yes, no. Yes, that's not. They're not really doing the groundwork. You get to your local politicians that's doing the groundwork, that's on the streets. You know what I'm saying? If they good, you might have some trash ones in there. So I know Augusta's definitely an area that got like older people that just don't get out of office for some reason. So.
And all the young people be trying to get in, and it just never works out. Bro, I was riding down the street today, and I was seeing all the people on the side of the road with their Trump flags and stuff. And
I've been wilding out here in the county, bro. You had like 5 rallies in the last 4 days.
Yeah, Richmond County too now, and I couldn't wait for you to say this.
I ain't seen that right.
It was by the mall. I couldn't wait for you to say this. Because they had a big one by the mall.
I ain't see it
because everybody always be like, yeah, they don't ever bring that Trump shit to Richmond County. Nah, that Trump shit be in Richmond County.
The trenches. That's right by the road.
They was downtown too.
Nah, I ain't see it,
bro. They was downtown and it was at the mall. Nah.
So how you know it's right by the road and then they were downtown?
Bro, I just know what's going on.
Nah,
I got my ears to the street.
I knew you like Trump, but you want to say
I got my ears to the street.
I know politics is personal.
I got my ears to the streets. I just know what's going on, bro.
This nigga Slim is following a Trump. That's crazy. Your car is red too. That's crazy,
bro. Chill, bro. So, bro, I was just thinking though. I was like, it's 2 things I was thinking about. I was like, it's crazy how like if you a Trump supporter, you automatically a racist. I think that's crazy. And one thing. And another thing, I think it's also crazy that random people would stand on the side of the street and it was cold as fuck today, holding up these dumbass flags and signs.
They're patriotic, bro.
Nah.
That's just point blank period.
Patriotic. I don't get it. I don't get it, bro. I don't get it at all. And I also think it's funny when niggas be goddamn rolling their windows down and saying racial slurs and shit to them.
People go risk their life across the country, risk being away from their family for a war that they didn't start, had nothing to do with. So I think standing out in the cold is not that bad. But I wouldn't do it though.
I don't know though. I think it's a little different. Like,
I mean, one, you're getting paid for, yeah, but
yeah, I think it's a little different, bro. Like just standing on the corner with a flag.
I'm just saying they both patriotic.
That soldier that's risking his life, that's a whole different level than somebody holding a flag on the side of the road telling people to blow their horn.
One having fun, one don't seem like they're having fun.
If you having fun waving that flag, your ass is crazy, bro. Bro, it's just never that serious to me. And then like people making it a whole like black versus white war. Like, oh, that person got a Trump flag in their yard, they a racist. Oh, that person got a Biden flag, you know, that's a black person or a liberal. It's like, bro, when did people come up with these wild ass rules?
The Trump, I don't necessarily agree with that, right? But with the Trump thing, I can see that because I believe in that saying, brother fella flock together. So I be feeling like if you hang around a bunch of people that's one way, you might be that way. And I think if you agree with a lot of Trump ideologies, then you might be racist. Because I do think Trump has a lot of racist vibes. I can't put nothing on nobody. I know he said he was the least racist person in the room. I don't know what that means because it doesn't state that you're not racist.
This nigga said the least.
That's like me, you, and like 4 other guys being in a room. I'm like, well, I'm the least players in the room. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a player, but I'm the least. That's nigga. Are you faithful or not? You know what I'm saying? That's what it comes down to. So you got it. He got caught up in that political game because I know when you ask some politicians questions, they so polished that sometimes they throw you an answer and they don't know what they're saying. Mm-hmm. They just know they're not giving you the answer you want. I think that's what it was for him. He just was quick with it. He just said something off the top of his head.
That nigga keep doing that shit too.
I am the least racist person in the room. What the fuck? Like, that's crazy to me.
At least he know he a racist.
Like saying you're the least gayest person in the room.
At least he know he a racist, bro. Cause they all racist, dog.
I can't do nothing with that. At least you know. Just don't be. I don't know. Just don't be.
Man, bro, I say it all the time. Like, I'd rather somebody just tell me the truth than sit around lying. You know what I'm saying? Because I know how to deal with you now.
I do. I just don't. Damn. I guess he shouldn't be president because you can't racist being a president of America, bro. Like, you just president of the United States. You can't be racist.
Bro, they all been racist in history. Every last one of them.
Possibly.
I told you, every president except Obama has been racist.
JFK?
JFK, he probably was racist too.
So you don't know that he has head blown off.
I mean, I don't know none of these folks. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I think JFK got his head blown off by the mafia. That's just me though. I'm not a conspiracy theorist though. Because why would somebody just want to kill JFK and he hitting Marilyn Monroe? You know what I'm saying?
What the fuck? Nobody. You know what? Nah, spare him. He fucking hurt.
Yeah, like, for sure. He cool. He hitting shawty. He cool. Come on, bro. Don't act like I'm just saying some crazy stuff.
I'm never like. Come on now.
Come on, bro.
You're gonna get what's coming to him regardless, no matter who you inside of. That's funny though,
bruh. So that's like you ain't never seen a lame ass nigga, and he go get like a nice car, and you be like, this nigga still lame. He just got a nice car, but then he go get this like real cool chick, and she look good, and you be like, I don't know, he probably cool.
Nah. Cause the girls be like some corny ass niggas sometimes. So I don't know.
Yeah, they do. But I'm just speaking of how like people view from the outside, and I be feeling like that too. Like, oh, this nigga Rodman hit Madonna. Okay, he cool.
You judging people. You don't need to vote. You don't need to vote. You don't need to vote. I can see you now. All right, who Joe Biden smash? Let me see this nigga ain't smashed nobody.
Who's his list? Oh, nah, he ain't hit nobody. Nah, that nigga's out of here. You hear me? Nah, we can't vote for him. He ain't hit nobody. But bro, who you voting for tomorrow? Tell the truth. Let the people know, man. Keep it real.
It's personal.
Oh, you one of them. You can't just tell us who you voting for.
I won't know until I get to the polls, baby. Probably not Trump. I can tell you that though.
What's gonna be on the? Okay, you voting for Biden then?
Oh, we'll see. I don't know. Might be more selection there. Might write somebody in. Might vote for you. I'm voting for local. I'm going to vote for local stuff. I don't really care about the presidential ones. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care who wins or who don't win. But I'm voting for local stuff because I would do my research on local.
We can vote for Kanye in Georgia, right? I think he made it in Georgia.
I'll probably vote for anybody, except them two, honestly. So
Trump and Kanye.
I'll vote for Blue.
Hey,
before I vote for
Blue,
him too.
Blue say he running for president, bro. Bro, me and Blue did a whole podcast about I'm gonna let him have that moment. Something he didn't want to talk about on the mic. Something that we did. So instead, I put it on my Patreon. I ain't released the episode yet. I'll probably do that like later this week. But I asked him. I said, "Why you didn't want to talk about that on the pod?" And Blue said, "Bro, I'm about to be the president of the United States one day."
Blue gotta relax, and you gotta relax. It be your ass, bro. You be hyping niggas up. Shout out to Blue and don't know, but you be hyping them up to do stuff, and they be trying to tear them niggas down. Like, no, you're not gonna do that. Like,
bro, chill.
You be throwing them alley oops, then when they start dunking and shit, you trying to stop. Nah, that's not cool, bro.
Bro, so it's funny because Blue said it. He said, Slim, you know, this Blue for President shit started out as a joke, but once you start saying it on the podcast, I said, oh, I really can be president.
Anyway, yo, I had a thought, and I don't know if you want to talk about something. I just want to throw it up in the air.
Yeah,
because we can't talk about voting the whole time. But
I'm done with voting anyway.
Talk about voting just made me think about like anything you got to vote for, like just winning stuff or whatever. Like, and I know we did Libra, talking about Culture Fest and stuff like that. I wonder if she should have had some, or maybe we could. I don't know if you would be interested or how we need to go, but like I wonder why they don't have like a award show here. And what? That's the question. What would your thoughts be on an award show here, and what do you think it would do? Would it be good for the city or whatever, or would it be bad, and why?
This is a fun topic.
Yes, let's get into it.
This is a fun topic.
I came with topics, nigga.
Award show here. I'm gonna be honest with you. You already know I think a award show would be kind of lame. But also, bro, like my biggest issue with stuff like that is, let's be honest, when it comes to like mainstream award shows, it's based off popularity. It's based off who's more plugged in with these labels and with these, you know, that's giving more money to these people that's throwing it. Like if you plugged in with MTV, you're gonna win the MTV awards. You know what I'm saying? So if
Politics.
if we had an award show here, it would be political. It'll be based off the people that everybody else think is popping on Instagram that's not really popping in real life. It'll be the person who just gave Black Youngster 9 bands for a feature. They'll be like, oh, he's the best rapper in Augusta.
Okay, that sounded very direct, but go ahead.
Nah, that was just an example because I know that's one person that paid for a Black Youngster feature.
Yeah,
it's more people though. People pay for Boosie features around here because I was just having a conversation with somebody, Blue, and he was talking about how nobody around here pays for features, and I was like, bro, a lot of niggas pay for features around here.
So you think it'd be bad, good, or yes?
I
get you think it's going to be political, but what do you think it'll do?
I don't think it'll do anything. It'll do the same thing that these lists do. It'll just be a list all over again. Just be some more controversy revolved around the list. A lot of people complaining. It's not going to bring nobody together.
So talk about like, I know it's off the fly. This ain't that we talked about before, but like, how could you create a voting system or a system to pick winners where it's not political? How can somebody go about doing that?
I guess you'll have to make it like the Viewer's Choice Award and just have people like cast their vote on one of these little sites.
But that's still popular because if I tell everybody
no matter
go,
what you do, it's gonna be a popularity contest.
If I tell everybody go vote, and I know 9 million people like me and only 5 million like you, I'm 4 million ahead of you already. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be a popularity contest. It's just like the high school talent show. It's just gonna be a popularity contest, no matter what happens.
I do think you can make it where it's not political, but I also think
only had 5 judges.
I think you gotta pick certain people to vote. Has to be a panel. You know, that's like MVP. If it was like MVP to me, I don't know. LeBron did say a narrative thing, and it kind of threw me off because I believe him with that one, but. I do feel like he should have more MVP awards. He don't.
For sure.
So clearly, it can't be too political. You know what I'm saying? So whatever system they have, it worked to where it's not who you want it to be every year. Maybe. Possibly. You know what I'm saying? I won't go too deep into NBA because I don't have the perfect analogy for it. But I do think that with that, what I'm talking about, like award, and I ain't talking about just rappers now. I'm talking about rappers, whether it be podcasters, funniest person on Facebook. I don't know, something, right? I think that you can do it where whatever the funniest, whatever, I think a person gets to write like 5 names or something like that. And let's say it's 10 people, whatever, right? Say that first question is best podcaster. Let's say that. Because I don't want to get upset what we're saying. Best podcaster, right? And then let's say they have Mo in there, right? And let's say she get the most votes out of them 10 people, you know what I'm saying? Then she would win. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever name is the most of them 5. So let's say I said Slim, Maine, Mo, somebody. You know what I'm saying? And let's say out of them 10, I only get named 3 times. You get named 4 times, but Mo get named 9 times. Then she win.
But you still have to do first place, second place, and third place votes.
Not for best podcaster. There's no second place trophy.
Because like, what if?
Who gives a no? That's
what if
MVP
everybody's
stuff.
name was mentioned 10 times? It's a 3-way tie.
But what if it wasn't though? I mean, I was being generous right now. I'm being generous for what I'm talking about.
But that's possible. Most likely that'll happen though. So it'll have to be a first place, second place, third place.
So you just pick one person. Okay.
One person.
You get one person then.
No, yeah, that'll be the easiest way to do it.
Even if you get 2 people.
I'm gonna be honest though. If something like that happened, I probably wouldn't be a part of it, and I wouldn't care about the results.
No, for one, you would be a voter. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Why would I be a voter?
Because you run Columbia County.
Boy, stop.
No, that's serious. Like
niggas in Columbia County don't even like me.
I understand that. They better start because when this shit go down,
this nigga creating this shit already. This nigga creating some shit already.
I can see it now. They come through the stool, man. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm straight, bro. Because he be talking all that stuff, but not came out this, not came out this, not came out this list. I'll tell you one thing, but people be caring. They might not say they do, but they be caring. You notice how the top 5 people on the list always is cool with it. It's always 6 and after.
Hey, it's funny because that do be the energy. Like whenever we like interview somebody that was like a top 5 on the list, they all be like, I love it. Mm-hmm. When we interview somebody that was at like the bottom, they be like, man, that stupid ass list.
Every now and then you got one person who's trying to be too humble where they like, I don't care about the list. Yeah, you number 1, dog. I get it. You don't care about it. Yes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's how it goes. But I only asked that question because, like I said, no, I always think about just the city and how it could
it's about time
progress.
For a list to come out too.
Snoop say he got a project dropping. He'll put one out soon.
Not a Snoop list. We normally it's always a random person that do a list, so I'm waiting on it. I feel like this time it's gonna be like a videographer, and it's gonna be a list for him to like try to get more work.
Nah, fuck it. I'm calling it now. After Culture Fest, I'm doing a list, bro.
You doing a list?
We gotta.
You was not doing no damn list.
We gotta reorganize this shit. This shit got out of hand, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, I ain't gonna lie. We do need to put some fire up under these rappers, bro. And bro, this is a funny topic that I was gonna do with a rapper I was supposed to do an interview with this weekend, but it didn't happen. But I was talking to Blue, and Blue told me that the most lucrative investment that you can make and easiest with a huge ROI is being a rapper. He said it only takes 9 bands to be a rapper and blow up, and you are guaranteed to make millions. He said the problem is with these people in Augusta that rap is they don't work hard enough. What he said? He said they don't work hard enough and they scared to pay for features. He said if you're a rapper, all you have to do to get on is spend some money on videos, features, marketing, and you getting on.
I mean, that sounded the Vlad way.
I told him I know multiple people that's done that and that did not work.
It depends. Who they spend money on video don't mean get a bunch of one person videos. That's not no.
Yeah.
I mean, spend money on videos. Like go to whoever pop in Atlanta. Like you know what I'm saying. Somebody that because some of these videographers got a page that's following. They got a following on their page. Mm-hmm. So sometimes not about the video, about the following. It's like I'm gonna be honest. Like Say Cheese, his interview is horrible. He's a horrible interviewer, but he got a great following. So guess what? You go and Say Cheese, you good.
I actually used him as an example because he was talking about somebody he know just paid Say Cheese. I think they charged him like $750, and I was like, that ain't really worth it. And before I could even say it, somebody in the room was like, y'all niggas better off paying Maine and Slim. And I was like, dang, bro. I was like, that's crazy that I was thinking that, but I wasn't gonna say it because I don't want to be that nigga that seemed like I'm trying to like overforce something. But homie was right though.
It just depends on what you want. It depends on what you want. If you want a great interview, then yeah, so you come. If you want a look, like you're just looking for a look, then you go there. But honestly, you gotta think what's going outweigh. You better off paying Say Cheese. Say, hey, can you just put this interview on your page, please? How much that costs?
Yeah.
Why not? You know what I'm saying? Like, why,
you might as well.
Not?
It's the same thing.
You know what I'm saying? Just put that on there. Put your logo on there.
I ain't never think about that, but that is a good way to do it, though.
You know what I'm saying? So that's me personally. That's how I feel. But everybody gonna feel differently. But I just thought of that because, like I said, I do know that I mean, some things that go in the city, but
I think DJ Smalls and Say Cheese and people like that, they were supposed to be a lot bigger than what they are, but they focused on making money off of interviews too much, and that's why they never was able to be a No Jumper or a DJ Vlad. I'm
gonna tell you something right now, right? Shout out to my man. I hope he ain't watching this. He might get upset. I don't know. But like I was saying, I was 19. I used to co-own a Gary's Hamburgers in Grenville.
Yeah, you told me about that.
All right. So the dude I owned it with, he had that same problem. I felt like he had a great mind for business, great eye for business and buildings. Even that building I had before in one way was with him as well. Great eye for it. But I felt like it was a time where he wanted to be Gary before he could be Gary. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Gary done put in 20 years of working. He probably made over $1 million. His store done did millions and millions and millions. So he moving like a millionaire. He went to move like a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? With a store that wasn't going to do $1 million in a year. So we lost it based off a lot of the moves he was making, trying to keep up with Gary. And you can't keep up with a nigga like that. So back to the thing about DJ Smalls and Say Cheese, I think that'd be the problem. They be so focused on trying to keep up with Vlad, and that's not their competition. Because Vlad ain't looking at his competition. Vlad is Vlad. Vlad put in his work already. A lot. People say they want to say about him, but he put a lot of years in before he did what he did. You're not gonna come 2-3 years in the game, and no, it's not gonna happen. Even academics, he tried to do that interview. It don't work for everybody, bro. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. So I think you just gotta pick your battles and know your lane, and then you gotta just. I don't know. You can't live above your means and this stuff. Like I think what you said about them paying. I mean, it's the pay got traction, but is it growing?
So my biggest thing, like the argument that I was having with him about that, is I don't see the point of paying all this money. Matter of fact, let me just use an analogy, bro. So I'm about to start selling sunglasses, right? So, I have this really good idea. I'm gonna sell designer sunglasses. I figured out who I'm gonna get to distribute my sunglasses, all this stuff. I got my whole business plan laid out. So my first step I'm gonna do about selling these sunglasses is I'm going to get my marketing out for it. I'm gonna go to Maine and Slim. I'm gonna get them to do an interview with me about these sunglasses. I'm gonna go to DJ Smalls. I'm gonna go to Say Cheese. I'm gonna do all this about my sunglass business. Right? I think that's the stupidest shit in the world you can do. So you mean to tell me you're going to do the marketing for a product that you don't have at hand yet? You don't have a website. You don't have a social media account. You're just going to these platforms to market what? Your name?
That's it.
No product. So that was my big thing. Like, I don't understand why somebody would take, let's say, 20 grand and put it towards marketing nothing.
But people do that all the time. Like, I don't like people marketing a product that's not 100% complete.
Yeah, I think that's weird also.
Like, don't do that. Like, wait till it's complete and then market it out now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know, bro. Sometimes it make me want to manage, but
boy, I said the same thing.
Then it upset me because I feel like I'll be the manager that gets fired because you're gonna do what I'm telling you to do, or I don't want to do the job because you ain't about to drop the ball because you want to go this way, I'm going this way, and we go your way, and now the ball is dropped. No, I'm not doing that. So
I definitely don't think I can manage an artist, bro, because first off, it's too much ego involved, and it doesn't take much for them to have their ego. It doesn't take much at all.
I think I can manage them, only because I think how we was able to build our platform and stuff. I think anybody reaching out for management, I want to do somebody reaching out for management. I wouldn't reach out to nobody for it unless I just felt like, yo, you fire, I could do this, that, and third. I do want to say this, matter of fact, it's one thing I thought of, like, maybe my thing of feeling like I could be a good manager comes from, this is one stat I feel like I have that, like, I think is like one of the most important stats, aside from like my fatherly duty stats or whatever, but I think that people that be around me always elevate. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy around me and they like decline. And that's that. A lot of people can't say that. I'm not one of the people you're gonna be around and not elevate. Like, you're gonna either think better, you're gonna move better, make better decisions. Some kind of way you're gonna elevate, or you're gonna go up. You're not gonna like step back or decline no kind of way. Now, if I step away from you, it's possible. You know what I'm saying? I'm that person. I feel like I'm gonna push you to do better, or I'm gonna decide or try to. I'm always gonna look out for the best option for you. You know what I'm saying? That's just how I am, and I think that's like one of my stats I like the most about myself when I see me dealing with certain people, whether it be you or whether it be anybody that I'm around. I try to give them the best ideas possible. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like the management part would be fairly easy, because I think people take my advice pretty well. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I just feel like it's still harder than it is, because sometimes not only ego. I think people, your own people can get into your ear. Mm-hmm. I.e., like how you be having, like, you can do XYZ, making Blue and Damo these figures that people like to see in the podcast, right? But then who knows who in the air saying, well, you don't need Slim to do that. You can do it yourself. You don't need it, you know what I'm saying? But, and I hate to say that, it's not a need thing, but it's like one of them things where I'm a factor that needs to be there. You don't need me, yeah, but I'm a factor that needs to be there for this to be successful.
Yeah.
Among other things, you know what I'm saying? But I'm one of them factors.
Oh, trust me. Anybody that doesn't believe what you're saying right now, all they have to do is go to my YouTube channel and click on The Blue Show episode 1.
You stupid. And shout out to Blue. I ain't trying to dish you, bro. I'm just. But
nah, that ain't no diss. That's just real.
In all seriousness, I think that'd be the problem. I think people be getting people in and they think that they can do X, Y, Z without you. I can go further into that, but I really choose not to. And shout out to even like Mo. I'll say her, because we ain't talk about this in person, but like I do feel like she said, like, her going on right with the producing thing, it kind of made her step back because she wasn't as consistent. I think sometimes when you got somebody on you, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't for the money, because I need the money, but it was on just in the sense of, and then you got somebody in the room that does podcasting. So when you filming, like I tell somebody, when you film my podcast, the filming thing is not there. You and I know I could have been aboard a camera and a lens and called it a day. I've been had the price. I could have been. It's not about that. It's about being there. It's about the room, the ambiance in the room. So now it's like, okay, I gotta step my game. I can't have no whack podcast in front of Slim. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's a bunch of things that factors in it. It's not necessarily Slim, but it's the camera that it look good, yeah. But you being there is making me ask certain kind of questions, making sure the podcast live up to a certain expectation. The pregame, me and you talking, we in there. Afterwards, I know once that guests leave, you're gonna be like, hey, this was trash, this wasn't trash. Like all that stuff matters. So I would be remiss to be like, I'm gonna go this camera. I don't need Slim to be my cameraman. It's not about the look. It's about everything surrounding that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not a need, but it's like.
It's funny because Boss and them said that also. They said it's not even the fact that they're paying me to produce their podcast. They said it's more so about like the game and the advice that I give them on a weekly basis.
When shit going left on their podcast, but you probably can feel it, you step in like, hey, da 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 da. And that's what for me, when I listen to podcasts, and I first listened to like Brilliant Idiots, that's why I like the producer part. I'm like, oh, he did it for balance. That's what you did. Or even the question you ask, people are always telling you like, hey, you mess Maine podcast up when you say this. I love it because sometimes I might not have that. Sometimes I be spaced there for no reason. I got a podcast in the room who happen to be a cameraman. Why not? Especially, I got one of the best podcasters in the area. You know what I'm saying? So I don't have just somebody that's saying they podcasting. Like,
bruh,
you know?
I just had a meeting with somebody that wants to start a podcast, and they was telling me they was talking to me about the traits that they like that I do as far as producing, and they was asking me, they were like, so how do you sit in a room for an hour, 2 hours and just not say nothing and just jump in, say something and just get out? I was like, because like that's the biggest thing that people don't understand about having a conversation. It's not always about what you say. It's about how you say something at the right time. You don't have to get on no podcast and just start running your mouth the whole fucking time. You can listen to somebody talk. And
it's about listening. Like, it's about listening. Like, I learned that the more you ever edit and be like, damn, I shouldn't have said nothing then. Like, you edit because you see yourself cut. That's why I say it's the greatest thing is like going back, listening to your stuff or editing your stuff or your own stuff or having some kind of hands-on material with your own creation, because like you get to see all the flaws you did. So sometimes when I'm quiet, it's not because I know I can cut it out later on. So I be quiet, like, all right, I'm gonna be quiet because they may say something that I like. So that's why I get them funny gifs and stuff like that. Cause I'm not just talking. Or I get these funny little clips. I'm not saying anything. That's also
the beauty of creating. Like yesterday, I told you I was high as hell. I was on some edibles. But yesterday I got online and I was scrolling. The first 5 things I scrolled through on Facebook was all 5 things that I created and gave to somebody. And I was like, that's weird. You know what I'm saying? Dope, it's a funny feeling. It's like it was somebody posted a clip of their podcast. The next person posted a clip that I made of their podcast. Somebody else posted their album cover. Then I even seen a RIP shirt with a picture that I took.
It's dope.
I was like, dang, that's crazy, bro. All this is stuff that I created is all on my timeline.
That's work.
Yeah. But that's the beauty of creating.
So what if they had an award for hardest working creator and then you ain't win?
I wouldn't be mad because I don't think I'm the hardest working, bro. I say it on my podcast all the time. I actually went to college with somebody, bro, and I don't want to give too many details because I don't want nobody to know who this person is, but I think about him all the time, pause, because he's the hardest working person I've ever seen in my life. He just so happened to be trash at most things that he does, but he works so hard, bro. So I don't think I'm the hardest working person. I just think that honestly, though, I don't even think I'm the hardest working podcaster, dog. I think you got me beat on that. I actually thought about it today because I was listening to this podcast. It's called I think it's called The Startup. Yeah, it's called The Startup. It's a podcast about business. I found it through like ads and stuff, and I listen to them all the time. And this episode was called Monetizing Your Podcast. And it was a lady on there. She has a successful podcast, and she basically was talking about how she basically gets a lot of these high-end guests because they enjoy the fact that she lets the episode live on past what it is. Like, you know, it might be a month later, they're still getting followings because this lady is still posting clips from it. And I was like, that's crazy because I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. You still do that. So like, we might do an interview 3 months ago. You'll randomly post a clip this week. Yeah. And that'll bring like 50 more views to it.
But because I'm a firm believer on like the timing. So sometimes we might do a podcast with somebody, right? And that timing for like the attention for that person might not be there. It might be there another day. But honestly, I'll go back and watch our stuff or watch my stuff. And I'll be like, that part is dope. I need that part. Or I'll think about like, yo, that person said this. Let me see if it's in this. I'll go find it, screen record it, you know, crop it, edit it, and put it out. Reason being because in January I might have only had 2,000 people watching the page. October I might have 2,500. So that 500 need to see that these people are also saying, dropping some jewels, you know what I'm saying? And then I do for myself. I be needing that sometimes because I had a good string of guests, and I be like, it'd be dope to make the podcast live on. I never want the podcast to live just for that week because I'm wasting their time at that point, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like, well, for what we do, if you do it right and you create in a great way, you would be remiss to like let that creativity just live for that week and that week only. Like, I feel like it's so many I can make. So I go to the studio sometimes. I just make clips. I'll watch it as we talking. You know, we watching battle the other day. We was in the studio just chilling. Like how rappers. I feel like I move how rappers should move. You should be in the studio, listen back to your stuff or listening to beats. Even if you ain't making a song that day or if you ain't rapping that day, you should be in the studio working or perfecting your craft somehow, some way, or trying to get to a next step or get something done. I don't care if you don't do nothing. You just go in the studio and listen to beats. You can say, well, today I listen to beats, nothing caught my ear, whatever. When I go in the studio, I'm listening back to the clips that I ain't used yet. I'm looking at clips that I did use yet. I mean, my phone, on your phone, when you're on iMovie, it'll tell you in a video what clips you use by the red line. You use this part, use this side. So I go to the side and use. And if I see something that's dope there, I get it. Making GIFs, making a little funny reply videos on Twitter I be using, even if they're a view or whatever. I think all that is dope because all that is branding to me. Like if I catch one day where it's a funny reply and it's from the podcast, I'll be happy. You know what I'm saying? Because now it's used somewhere else. You never know where it's gonna be used. You know what I'm saying? So I always try to make the podcast live on, and then I just live through different medias, whether it's replying, whether it's something funny. So like the Kim one we did, the Kim, like I always posted one of her laughing. That's like my favorite one. But every time I post it, somebody asks me to send in the episode. So if I'm going 10 for 10 with that means if I post it 10 times, I'm getting 10 more plays. Hopefully, you know what I'm saying? That's all I care about. So it's just about letting. And then I feel like too with the interview skills that I have, that you have, I just think that we doing a disservice to interview that person, give them that great of an interview or podcast with that person. I would look at you more of a conversationalist though. Like that's why we work together well, because I think I interview well, but I think like the way you can hold a conversation about any topic is like up here, you know what I'm saying? Because you can make it where it's like, and then you'll know how to work both sides of it. So even if you don't necessarily agree with this left side, you'll stay on that side for the sake of conversation, and you know how to argue well in conversation. So like you can believe this person, but you can make that person believe you. You know what I'm saying? So I think the conversation just worked that well, and I think that if we have this talent that we have and be only doing it for that week and letting it go by, we wasting our time. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I said, it's times where I don't put a podcast out for a month now, and you won't even know because I'm just putting clips out and videos out all the time.
And I think also like the biggest benefit of putting clips out like that, how you do, is that, let's just be completely honest, most of your viewers are promo vid watchers.
All of them.
Yeah.
I see the algorithms. It'd be like 44 second time span. So I'm like, all right, cool, I'm doing a video now. And like today, just to say today, the reason I posted that video of Mo on my page instead of the More Than Masters page, because I do think that the time I was taking off from that, I have to gain that traction back a little bit. I got the numbers there, but I got to gain that traction back a little bit. But the main thing is because it was so personal that I wanted to be on a personal page, but also it allowed people that's just friends with me, like they're not More Than Masters like liking the page, but that's friends with me, to also share their story on this. When I came off work, I had like 4 or 5 paragraphs of people that had the same situation as her. Had I posted on More Than Masters, I probably wouldn't have had that. But I noticed that when I posted on there, it's a good page to post it. But when I share on my personal page, I get more traction because people feel like they might even know it's me.
It's funny we having this conversation because we always end up talking about podcasts, and
there's no other talk.
Exactly. But I was talking to Blue and Damo recently, and this ain't about to be nothing crazy. This is about to be some real shit. I know you looked away like, oh, here you go about to talk trash about these niggas.
Hey, all the cake.
But I was talking to them, and they was telling me how social media works, and they were telling me all the traction they get from their pages and all this and all that. And I was like, bro, y'all have a horrible view of social media. Like, they was also talking about paying for features, and they were like, yeah, this person got 400,000 followers and whoop. And I was explaining to them, I was like, bro, because they was like, Slim, I got a video on my page with 700 views, and you ain't got no videos on your Instagram with 700 views. And I was like, but if you click on your insight, you have 0 website clicks with 700 views. My shit might have 200 views and 52 website clicks.
So you
know what I'm saying?
He made you get in your bag. You felt away by what he said. Yeah.
And then I ain't gonna lie, I also did some real corny shit. But I said it to Damo. I ain't say it to him. And Damo went back and told him. I was like, bruh, y'all keep talking all this trash, but I'm the one with 400 subscribers and y'all got 5.
You stupid, bro.
They got so mad, bruh. Because, like, bruh, honestly though, dog, and you know, I'm a real humble person, dog. I don't never talk like that, but sometimes you gotta let niggas know, like, bruh, it's hard as hell to get 100 subscribers on YouTube.
Tell me, I know. Trust me, I know.
Bruh, I don't know why people don't know that though. Like, they look at it and be like, "Oh, nigga, you only got 400." Bruh, do you know how hard it is to get 100? And you talking about 400?
Yes.
I'm still over here chasing 1,000, and I'm like, bruh.
I seen you say that was a goal though.
Yeah, bro, that's been my goal since I started all this. I just want 1,000 subscribers, bro. That's it. That's all I wanted this whole time since I started podcasting. All that, I just want 1,000 subscribers, and it's not even about no money because I know I ain't gonna make no fucking money. You know what I'm saying? It's just that's just a personal goal. But you know, with that, you got to be consistent and you got to put out content. And I feel like I haven't been as consistent as I used to be before.
You just took on more roles. Let me just tell you that, because I think you beat yourself up about not being consistent. But I remember there was a time where you was only podcasting. You were trying to book to get photography and stuff like that, and book side jobs. But now the side jobs are there consistently, and then you started a t-shirt business. So yeah, you're not. I mean, your downtime, you're not gonna like, okay, let me sit down to record a podcast. If it come up and you can make time for it, cool. But
yeah, but now I'm sitting down. Rushing. When I get some downtime, I'm like, let me eat an edible so I can relax.
You eat edibles? That's yeah. You gotta stop that. That's wild.
What you was about to say?
I was gonna say, like, I would just suggest for you, like, to if you're gonna take a step back, do it where you're just doing a podcast every other week, but start doing clips for it so you can, or do two. So you're being a whole. And you can do that easily.
I also been thinking about starting another podcast, like, you know, something a little off about entrepreneurship. Because I told you I listen to a lot of pods about entrepreneurship.
Just make sure you get an entrepreneur. Talking get a real entrepreneur. I don't want to hear no podcast about entrepreneurship for somebody that ain't entrepreneur. So just get a real entrepreneur.
I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a lot of them out there too, and it's crazy you just say that.
You gotta tell me.
I just told somebody that last night. They was talking about one of their friends that has a business, and they was like, it was a female. She was like, sometimes I just be like, girl, if you don't just sit down, sell your products and shut up. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I be feeling like, bruh. I think I said to Damo and Blue and them too. I was like, that's just like me coming out and like, okay, I watched the interview of these two guys that sell t-shirts. One of them probably makes 6 figures. The other one had made like, I think he had made like 600. What it was either 60,000 or 600,000 in revenue in like 21 days because he has a t-shirt business about black fathers and it was Father's Day. So he had made a lot of money in a short amount of time. That's like me getting on a pod and spitting about how much money I make off t-shirts. Like I'm one of them niggas.
Yeah. And
I probably don't even make a percentage of what they make off t-shirts.
So my comparison to that is like this. I just remember a couple weeks ago we was talking. I was talking about somebody. And I was like, it's different types of overseas leagues. Like you can go. Everybody can say they're going overseas, but everybody ain't overseas.
Yeah,
you over there, but you ain't really overseas. All right. So I think it's the same thing in entrepreneurship. Overseas, you got certain leagues. You got a regular league. You got the league that you can come back home and get one of these, and you got a league where you could just. You get free water and a place to stay until you come back home, and it's like back to your uncle room.
Those third world countries.
Yeah, shit. So I think it levels to entrepreneurship, and not to diss nobody. It's cool to have 3 or 4 businesses, but they're not really doing anything. You just got 3 to 4 businesses, and that's fine. But I don't want to hear about entrepreneurship from that person. I don't mind taking tips, but I don't want to hear a whole segment of because I don't see where I can get what I need. That. Yeah. Now, but like I said, if you in a high overseas league and you playing against a top competition, I want to know what you're doing. I want to know like what kind of workout you're doing. What's that and third. If you're playing against people that I can play against, no, I don't. It's not doing nothing for me. And I don't say it to say like, I think with entrepreneurship, like somebody like I'm trying to think about that's not too big. Let's use 50 Cent for example, or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. You can see why somebody would want to know information from him because he got some great deals in his time span, and out of nowhere he just started making all this money because you not gonna make that much money off music alone. So I can see why. But yeah, if you selling water, you know what I'm saying, then you selling shoestrings and you selling white t-shirts and maybe you selling plates, that's cool. You're a hustler. All right, you're a hustler. You're doing a lot. You're doing what you can to make that money. But I think the entrepreneur world should also come with like a certain amount of success as well. It can't just be you got multiple businesses. Because in that case, everybody's an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody's an entrepreneur in that case. It's
always
got
a fine line though. Like, what is an entrepreneur?
If you're an Uber driver, you work at Walmart and you sell plates, you're an entrepreneur now because you got 3 incomes.
A serial entrepreneur.
Nah, you just. You like to drive, but you just
you
just
hit on something real important too. Like since this whole pandemic shit first happened, bro. Like everybody started jumping on like Uber Eats and Ubering and Grubhub and all this, and they really do feel like they out here getting it, dog. Like,
shout out to
would
them.
You call those people entrepreneurs?
Nah, shout out to them. I would call a person entrepreneur, that person that said, "Hey, f that, I'll make my own business because I got my own damn car.
Yeah,
and I can go pick that food of my own damn self." And I can have people just call me. I would call that person an entrepreneur. You should be making a Grubhub because I get why somebody want to go there because the lazy route. You just go, hey, cool, da da da. Nah, you can do your own thing, bro. You can do your own thing. Better than in the South, you can do your own thing. Get your own, go make your own delivery service, your own takeout service, whatever. But the pandemic has shown me that last year and the year before that, all that people that were saying there's a entrepreneur. This was the year you were showing you an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are entrepreneurs. A lot of people scammers. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But that's another story.
The scam is still going hard too, bro. It's crazy. Everybody wants to have these magical titles that don't really mean much. And
I think the name just it's in the word entrepreneur. It's a great word. Like, it rolls your tongue nice. Entrepreneurship. Like, okay, cool. It was a cool class to take when you was younger. You know what I'm saying? But you think like everybody can make business because it was so. It's like a simple. What would I call it? It's a simple economics. It's simple economics, technically speaking. But it ain't nothing simple about entrepreneurship. Because you gotta be dug into all your businesses.
Oh, it gets crazy too. I think this like year 5 for me, dog, and it's been rough, bro. I tell people all the time that's thinking about like quitting their job and working for themselves, and it's funny because who was that on Twitter? Somebody on Twitter tagged me and was like, "Hey Slim, you gotta stop telling niggas to quit their jobs." I don't know what I said on my last podcast. I guess I said something.
I don't know, but for a while you was going hard in that light.
I was for real?
Nah, you always be like, yeah, I ain't working for nobody. Like, but I guess the tone and what you're saying is almost like people that are working like, damn. I never take it that way. Yeah. I make a lot of money doing what I'm doing, so I'm okay. I was okay with anybody thinking they ain't want to work. That's fine. More money for me out here. That's probably why I'm making my money now, because too many entrepreneurs out here. I'm okay with that. Because when I got a position I got, and they was like, that was money.
But you know, I definitely ain't mean it like that though. Like, ain't nothing wrong with working on 9 to 5. But they were saying
you're a
like,
sucker if you're working at 9 to 5. It's a Dame Jazz said, man. We don't do that in Harlem.
See, Dame Dashes.
They don't do that in Harlem.
Ass.
They don't do that in Harlem.
Bro, there's nothing wrong with working a 9 to 5. Just for me personally, I said I wasn't working for nobody. But like, bro, I got friends that's recently is trying to get into this entrepreneur. I just told you, somebody I know told somebody that their price for the same job that I would do, their price was $1,500. Mine was $250. You know what I'm saying? Like, we obviously two different type of entrepreneurs, right?
Nah, that guy just he had ass. That's what it is.
For sure.
That's a scammer. He was trying to scam because I don't think that work is worth that much money.
Even if it's 8 hours though. No, oh yeah, I told you what the job was.
It says a person who organizes and operates a business or businesses taking on greater than normal financial risks in order to do so. There we go. That's the financial risk part, is the part. Yeah. Y'all ain't taking those on, bro. It's no risk, and it's a lot of stuff people doing. That's what it is. Okay, the risk. It's not what you're making. It's just the risk you're taking. That's all.
Yeah, and I always say that like, and I ain't gonna lie, dog. Most people gonna disagree with what I'm about to say right now, and I tell people that have a business that's not all in it, I tell them that the chances of you coming up off of this business and you're not all in are really slim to none. Not saying that my chances are still slim to none, but it's like, bro, you're not taking that risk. Like, think about every day that you spend making somebody else rich, and you're not putting that same energy into your business. And me personally, like, you know how everybody always be like, oh, podcasting or rapping or selling hair is my expensive hobby. My nigga, I don't have any expensive hobbies.
Edibles.
No, that was a one-time thing. But nah, for real, bro, I don't have an expensive hobby. I would never invest $2,000 into something I don't want my money back from. Like, I called Blue the other day and he didn't understand what I was talking about at all, went completely over his head. I was telling him I was watching a YouTube video and I was thinking how when I first got into cameras, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to buy this $1,000 lens. I'm going to buy this $100 lens and see how can I make my money back off this $100 lens. And then when I make $200 off that $100 lens, I'm going to buy another $150 lens and try to make my money back off that. I would never just jump out there and be like, you know what, man? I want to be a photographer. So I'm about to go spend 2 bands on a MacBook, $1,800 on a camera, and another $800 on the lens, and I'm going to be a photographer. Well, bro, that is a lot of money for startup.
It's a few people that have done that in the past couple months.
I've seen multiple people. Like,
I've seen you.
I didn't make that up. I've
seen you around them people as well. So,
oh yeah, facts. I wouldn't even think about it.
You should have told them to stop.
I did.
You should have told them. I
did. I just told you. I did tell them. I told them. I said, bro, I would never invest that much money into a business. And I even purchased the book and gave it to them. I said, bro, it's a book that I read when I was young, when I used to sell weed, sell candy, and cut grass. It's called The $100 Startup. Old girl that was on your podcast was talking about it. Latasha. She was talking about it because anybody
don't say old girl. Her name Latasha.
Oh, my bad. Bro. My bad, dog. I ain't know that was your queen, son.
She ain't my queen, but she's a queen.
Nah, but for real though, I was just shout out to her though. That was a joke. But
using that clip, baby.
But the $100 startup, bro, $100 startup is basically a book that basically says that any business that you start up, and that's why I should start the entrepreneurship podcast. But any business that you start, you can start it with $100. And everybody is like, that's crazy as hell. You can't start no business with $100. Okay, let's take t-shirts for instance, bro. You can find somebody, not me, but you can find somebody that'll make you 10 shirts for $10. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I do it for something close to that number. It's not $10.
I think you can do it, but I want to put too much out here. But I know a way they can get you to do it for that price. But I don't want to put too much out here.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like it's real easy too. But 10 shirts, $10. You sell those 10 shirts that you just got for $10 for $20. You got $200 now. You know what I'm saying? You take those. You take that $200. You do it again. You keep flipping. So that's the name of the game.
When you were saying that all in part, that's the first thing I thought about. I was like, even when you're selling shirts, people should just buy them in bulk. Just go ahead and buy. I was saying $200 worth of shirts because the price you're selling them at, the price they going to sell them for is different. Mm-hmm. So let's just say you were doing $10. Let's keep that number going. $10, right? Buy 20 shirts from you, right? Mm-hmm. So that's $20 they spending, right? Sell them for $20, whatever. You done doubled up on that already now. Buy them bulk. Like he said, be all in. So whatever money you got, put it all in and get all back.
And what the fuck is $200?
That's the only way you're gonna make that money back, like in a hustling way. You know what I'm saying? If you buy them bulk, you think like what we call it. A lot of people nickel and dime, and that's the problem. They nickel and dime, ain't not really wholesaling, and that's the problem. So just don't nickel and dime.
Oh no, nah, then even more than that, people think too far ahead. So like we was saying, we talking about buying 20 shirts and selling them, right? For $10 a shirt, that ain't shit. Other people not thinking about that. They thinking with the same mentality that you was saying as far as open up Grubhub, don't work for Grubhub. So what they would do is they'll be like, I seen this fire ass heating press that's $800, and I seen this fire ass US cutter that's $500. So you know what? I'm about to go ahead and drop this $1,300 on this.
Yeah, it's not.
And they probably don't even have a laptop. So now they got to go get a laptop because they didn't even know that you need a laptop to work that equipment. You know what I'm saying? So now they already $2,000 and $3,000 in a hole before they made $1. So even if they do go and press them 20 shirts and sell those 20 shirts for $20, you still in the hole.
And that's why people be stressed out when they run into their first couple of failures, because they already in the hole, and it's like they just feel like they digging themselves deeper and deeper, and they're like, you know what, it ain't for me. But in reality, the minute you started, it wasn't for you. You just dug yourself in a deeper hole. But yeah, I do think that'd be a good podcast to do an entrepreneur thing. If you don't do it with somebody who is one, I would say just have different ones on there. Now, only bad downside to that is like, if somebody's gonna watch it and be like, that's the same thing I be saying that wild shit and sit down with Slims. So you gotta either dress up. I would say dress up if you're gonna do it. Like every time, just dress up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And go from there. Like, wear, like, I guess corporate clothes. That'd be dope, though. I do think that'd be a dope idea.
Yeah. That's what I want this
go to their
podcast
business.
to do
Go
before.
to their business and just have a conversation with them. It'd be good promoting. It'd be good for ads.
You know
and all
what?
that stuff.
I could make it a segment on my podcast.
That's the wild segment to throw.
I'm saying like
throw in the middle and sit down with Slims.
No, I'm saying like kind of like how Boston Road do they off-topic clash. I could do like a segment part of like, make it a YouTube video where I talk about entrepreneurship with an entrepreneur for like 20 to 30 minutes.
Okay. That's dope.
Yeah, I could do something like that. But bro, I wanted to ask you, because speaking of Boston Road, when I was producing their podcast, the coach that they had on as their guest, after we got done recording, he asked me, he was like, hey, why do you think a lot of people that podcast are inconsistent? And I was like, wow, that's a good question. And I think I named him like 3. So I was going to ask you, like, why do you think people are inconsistent when it comes to this podcasting thing?
I mean, they got real life.
That was my number.
They got a
one.
real life. So, yeah, you got to schedule sitting down and talk with somebody. What if you work at Teleperformance and you talk on the phone all day? It may be a day where you don't want to talk no more. What if you're having a bad day?
Is that a good excuse, though?
It's not about it being a good excuse. It's not a good excuse. It's a excuse. It's an excuse, though.
Okay.
I know I lift a lot at my job. I might be just sore. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm gonna cancel, but I'm just saying like these are reasons why you might have kids. You might life come up. Like it's an appointment, technically speaking. And one of the main thing is some podcasters ain't making no money. The ones that making money from it they ain't inconsistent. The ones that struggle to make money for it and that want to make money for it are inconsistent because they're not seeing the benefits that they want. Everybody that's seeing the benefits from the podcast that they want, they do pretty well. If you ask me,
I think the people that aren't making money too, because like you said, you got a real life, you got to pay bills and stuff. That's where the passion starts coming into play. Because like it's hard to continuously have passion for something that you're not getting your ultimate goal for. So with that being said, I feel like a lot of people that starting these podcasts or that's about to start these podcasts, they're going to fail because they're looking to make all this money. A podcast I listened to over the weekend, he was talking about how one of his friends he went to school for, he went to business school with, was talking to him about how he just started a podcast. He was like, I'm having a really hard time calculating my ROI for my podcast. And he said he looked at Buddy and was like, oh, you need to stop that right now. Because the return that you get for a podcast does not always come in money.
And then the last thing I would have told him was just to be completely honest, just like basketball, some people stop playing at the middle school. They realize it's not for them.
Yeah.
And that's just what it comes down to. If some concerts not inconsistent, they desolate. It's no longer around. It's done.
Yeah, it's played its course. It's faded out.
That's it.
I forgot the second one I said.
Another one is some people are just genuinely inconsistent in everything they do in life. So the podcast ain't gonna be no different.
I told him that a lot of women too, and I'm not being sexist when I say this, but
start off sexist, but go ahead.
Nah, because this what I seen. Like a lot of women that start this podcast thing, life comes at them and they feel like they can't balance everything. So the first thing that's going is this podcast that's not making no money. You know what I'm saying?
You said
it's the truth.
No, but you said,
am I lying?
No, you said that's not sexist, but then like you only made it about women. But
I
get what you're saying,
bro.
though.
Think about it. Like personally, like something bad happens for the day. And it's like, oh, I'm angry now.
It's like what Mo said last week. Mo said on my podcast last week about we were saying like when she was saying I might be going through something, so I'll stop and meet me. You was like, well, that would push me to want to do it
more.
Yeah, I mean it's emotions. I would say, it's emotional moves. Yeah,
that's just like with Blue when we did the Blue show. Blue came in here 38 hot. we recorded 25 minutes of the worst pod I had ever recorded in my life. I cut the cameras off. I cut the mics off. I told him, I said, hey, bro, if you can't get in your feelings about this, we need to stop right now because I'm not putting out no trash. And we recorded something that was a tad bit better.
Shout out to Blue Man once again. You know
but I told him, I said, bro, it don't matter what you do in life, bro. You have to put your feelings to the side and you have to keep going, dog. I don't care what happened before I press record on these mics. I'm not thinking about that while I'm recording. And if it's something that got me to a point where I can't get it out my head, then I'm going to have to figure out a way to do this.
Yeah, I had some of my worst days. I had turned this mic on. So, like I said, it's therapeutic for me. And that's another thing. It depends on, like you say, passion. And it depends if it's therapeutic for you. You know what I'm saying? Because think about the person that the podcasting is therapeutic for, that's going through mad stuff in that person's life. They probably the most consistent podcast that it is, because they going through shit on a consistent basis and they talking about it. And like I said, it's just not for everybody. That's what it comes down to. And it may be a day where I feel like it's not for me. I don't know. I just feel like it's not for everybody. It's a hard thing to do. It's not easy. People think that it's just talking. It's not just talking. It's more than that. But I don't
see what's on the other side of this right
I don't want to get into that. I know we get into that every time. But in due time, I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to get together. We're going, because one day I'm going to really just sit down and make a list of like what all entails it. But for right now, I want people to keep being inconsistent so I can keep shining. I'm going to keep it 100 with you.
Crazy.
But I definitely still set up meeting with you and show you the ropes and all that stuff, because that's just what I do. You know what I'm saying? And the people can do what they do. So.
Bro, I wanted to also say, like, I feel like I recorded some of my best podcasts when I was in my feelings. Like,
those are the best ones when you're talking to somebody.
Okay, I wasn't even talking about that. But I was talking about, like, one time I remember I was behind on my car note and I was like, damn, they about to repo my car. And I recorded a podcast with Big Keen and that shit was just great. Then another time I had went to Atlanta. I did a podcast with Stan and I remember I was in my feelings about something similar to the car, but it had something to do with like some financial issues with somebody in my family. You know what I'm saying? And I sat down and was just talking to him. And after I talked to him, bro, and we was drinking, I felt so much better. I was like, okay, I'm over that now. I can move forward.
Probably
you know
alcohol, what I'm saying? But yeah.
Nah, I wanted to drink. Drink is a depressing, dog. That shit make you feel even worse. But it was like the conversation was therapeutic for me.
You gotta start a podcast behind on bills.
Behind on bills, bro. That's a big part of entrepreneurship.
Ooh, the Past Due podcast,
bro. That's a big part of entrepreneurship that people don't see and they don't understand. They think that, hey, I always wanted to sell edibles. We're gonna say edibles since you keep talking about it.
I never did edibles.
But they they gonna say I always wanted to make and sell edibles, so I'm a quit my job at Teleperformance. That's the job you said earlier, and I'm a sell these edibles. They don't understand that like it's super competitive out here for people that sell edibles.
And they probably use the job to actually buy the edibles. So when they can't re-up and they can't make that money back, now they got to go back.
They're going to use their last check. They're going to use their last check to buy weed and sugar and whatever else goddamn is in them edibles. And when they don't make, they're going to make some money off of the first batch. And they might have a batch that goes bad. You know what I'm saying? Some spillage. And then it's time to pay bills. And they're not thinking that, hey, I can't throw this back into my business. Mm-hmm. That always happens, dog.
That's how I be.
But yeah, though, I think this was a good pod, man. Of course, we had to end it talking about podcasting. But yeah, man, in closing, if y'all want to book an interview with Maine and Slim, you know, y'all just holler at us. I got my t-shirt website and photography website coming soon. I had a couple people ask me about it. Yes, I took it down because I'm working on it, trying to upgrade it, make it a little better. But, you know, we got some stuff coming. And it's hoodie season, baby. If you want a hoodie, holler at me, man. Man got hoodies for sale also. We've been working on that. But that's all I got, man. You got anything else?
Nah, I started with a hoodie, but I just like, I ain't gonna do it. But
you ain't fuck with the hoodies no more?
Nah, I still got it. I just didn't. It didn't fit what I had. I was like, I don't feel like wearing yellow today.
Oh,
so
you talking about for today?
Yeah.
I took a break. Oh, I got to sit down with Slim.
Now, if I go, I got it in my car. Cause if I go out somewhere, I want the hoodie on. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going from there. But yeah, definitely cash at me for a hoodie, and I got you.
I've been brainstorming a lot today too. Like I told you, I've been thinking about topics for this end of the year pod we doing, because I hope we do that every year. And I got some great topics for that. And I almost was asking you some of the topics on this one, but I said, nah, I'm saving it. I'm saving it, baby. Well, yeah, that's all I got, man. Till next time, we out, dog.
All right.